Hey, greetings YouTube. Now today we're going to do a Miele C3 video, and the reason I'm not doing this at my house, like most of my other reviews, is one, Miele has never loaned me a vacuum. They don't really need any more press, but the Miele C3 lineup is so complicated and so convoluted it could only be German. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and today we're going to talk about what is a Miele C3, and we're going to talk about all the variants, particularly the Marin, but we're going to talk about some of the other variants because it gets complicated. There's a lot of C3s, as you can see, and these are just some of them that we have here. So I'm at a friend's store who said he would let me do this review there, so that's why I'm here. So I think the entry-level C3 to talk about is the Elise. And the Elise is the bare floor only version. And it's only going to come with said switchable floor tool. That's it. That's all you get with the Elise. You get these wheels that move up and down for floor transition, so it has a suspension in the wheels, it has an auto suction setting, and a filter check light. So those are all the premium features. In fact, all those same features are in the Marin, but not in the in-between machines. So bear with me, this is going to get complicated. So that is the Elise. That's the entry-level C3 machine. So next up, as we go up the C3 lineup, the next one you're going to run into probably your soft carpet. And the reason it's called the soft carpet is it's got a soft carpet suction setting. It does have a filter check light. This one's actually a really good value. But it's going to come with a power head like this. And you're going to ask yourself, this looks like the standard 228 Miele power head. Well, instead of numbers all the way around, you'll get into these soft carpet settings. So, slightly different cam in that one. Other than that, it is the same. So that is the soft carpet machine. The next one you're going to get into, and you can see why I'm doing this at the store, you're going to get into the cat and dog. And the cat and dog's kind of a stripped down machine, but that's alright. You notice there's no auto suction, there's no filter check light. In fact, there's not even a HEPA filter like the rest of the machines have. The cat and dog comes with a charcoal filter. So it's just focused on odors. It doesn't actually have anything that's going to make it pick up off the floor any better. But the cat and dog is going to come with a air-driven turbo tool, and this is for stairs and your upholstery. So this is included free with the cat and dog. So that's why you would buy a cat and dog. You can see this lineup is getting complicated. So next comes your home care lineup. And this machine might be less or more, be a little bit more than the Marin, depending on where you're at. And again, there's no extra electronics on here. This machine has a HEPA filter. So you're going to ask yourself, well, why would I buy that? This is the one that has the 10-year motor and plastic casing warranty, 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, where the others all have a 2-year warranty. Plus, this machine is going to come with 2 additional accessories as of 2019. This could change at any time. So it's going to come with those accessories. And those are going to be bundled together. And some dealers are even going to take a trade on this one. So this is maybe the best value of all the C3s. But it's the hardest one to find since you have to go into a local store to do it. And Miele rewards you for going into that store. Set him down right here. So next up is the Marin. So the Marin is very much like what I started off with. It's got your auto suction, your filter check light, a HEPA filter. There's no suspension in the wheels, but you you can see attached to the Marin, you're going to get a nozzle here for carpet. So that's going to make it the most appealing. You're also going to get their premium Parquet Twister with that. So that's what makes the Marin. Now above the Marin there's the Brilliance, which is going to have all the controls on the handle. I don't actually have one of those here to show you, and I've talked about that in other videos. So we're going to focus on the Marin. So let's talk about details of the Marin, because I think there's a lot of confusion about this, and I might have confused you more when I was showing you the model lineup. So the Marin comes with your basic tools. A bare floor only tool, and then it comes with a carpet tool with 5 height adjustments, manual control, and this can be used on bare floor or carpet and switched over at the handle. The only thing you can do at the handle is switch it between bare floor and carpet. All the controls of the Marin are going to be back here. And we're going to zoom in, and I'm going to hope that you can see them at this camera angle. So on the back of the Marin, that might even help it up, we have a couple things going on here. You record rewind. You have the on-off for the whole machine. You also have a speed control with different settings. Now here in the US, the auto setting doesn't make a whole lot of sense because these are only running on 110 volts, and you actually are not getting as much power as you would in some other countries where they have the 2,000 watt motors. This is a 1200 watt machine for reference. More detailed than you probably want to know. But if we put it on auto, what's basically going to happen is it's going to throttle the motor up or down. Give you an example there of how that works. So it's going to do the magic for you. In the US, most people are just going to leave it on max, and that's absolutely fine to do. Now the other thing that this machine has is it has a party trick of when you park the floor tool, the machine will shut off. So that's something, again, this is so if you have to answer the phone, move chairs, something like that, this machine's going to shut off right there. Now on board, right here is the full bag check indicator. And that's going to work, again, trying to get this all angled right. I don't have a proper tripod today. And that works kind of like the gas gauge in your car. It tells you about how full the bag is. And you press the button right next to it. That opens up to reveal an upholstery tool, a dusting brush, and the dusting brush has a adjustable on there. Everything has its place. You have to put everything back just right. And you have a small crevice tool. They do have larger crevice tools available, but that's what's on board. In the body of the machine, we have a few things going on here. The first of which is when you open it, notice the arrows and everything are no longer matching up. So if we zoom in there, with the camera just a bit, you see the bag is super easy to change. It's going to self-seal. Now every time you open this compartment, you must reseat the bag. Because when the bag compartment opens up, it subtly moves the bag up a little bit so it's easier to pull out. Now, this is where a lot of people get confused. They think, oh, it's got a bag, it's going to lose suction, or all this nonsense. These bags will get full like a pillow. You're not going to notice a performance difference. So you need to look at the bag check indicator or listen to the machine. The bags are made out of recycled plastic, and they tend to shed this fine fuzz. So when you go through 4 of these, which is one box, so 4 individual bags, which is supposed to be a year you know, in a 2,000 to 3,000 square foot house, but sometimes people go through more bags than that. So after you've gone through 4 bags, or 1 box of bags, you're going to change this filter. And what this filter does is it catches those fluffies from the bag. Or if for some reason your bag were to get compromised, that filter saves the motor. Now, if you try to shut this without the bag in, that's not going to happen. So those are some details about the bag. The HEPA filter, you change it as one assembly. Now, the filter will come with a dot, and you're going to press this, and it will say, just like this one did, if it will focus, replace in 1 year. So, or 60 working hours. So, that HEPA filter, you can see it's dark, needs to be replaced. Now, on the machine, this little thing that says reset is your filter check light, and that will illuminate when the filter needs to be changed in theory. And the thing I like about Miele, and this is something pretty unique to Miele, is if you do not want to use a HEPA filter in a year, say you don't have allergies, there's a charcoal filter that goes in place. Or you can buy this plastic grill. And this plastic grill you would insert in here, and then the vacuum bags all come with this, and you would run this in place of your HEPA. Well, this is the reason you'd probably buy a Miele C3. That would be the power nozzle. The power nozzle looks like it should have a light. It does not. You must get the premium Miele to get that light. It's hard to believe that a vacuum at this price point isn't considered premium by Miele. This is considered mid-level. So your pedal is right there. You notice these are really low profile. On the bottom, this is where the nitty-gritty of the vacuuming is going to be happening. And you can see, even on the attachments, they're made in Germany. And I can't say enough, having something made in a first world country versus something made somewhere where the people don't care, really a big deal. You can go online and see the videos of the factory workers putting these things together in the Miele factory. It's quite amazing. But let's talk about what's on the bottom. First off, you see this metal wheel set. This is the height adjustment mechanism. You see nice big wheels there. The brush roller is made out of a resin-filled composite, super strong, and generally these brush rollers last between the 10 and 20 year lifespan of this vacuum. Occasionally they do need to be replaced sometimes before the vacuum has given up the ghost, but they do last much longer than most brush rollers on the market, and it's a nice chevron design. The other thing about this brush roller, and I think this is never mentioned, there are no cross members. If we look up on a competitor's product, which will remain unnamed, on there you'll see cross members, which means in order to clean it out you have to remove the brush. This one you do not need to remove the brush to do the majority of the cleaning. In fact, you can take a pocket knife, there's a line on the brush for you to follow on both sides. You can cut along that line and clean it up. So that's a really nice feature of this brush. Now the holes that you're looking at, those are for cooling of the bearing. So it allows for prolonged use of the machine. Now you also have a nice squeegee there to assist in its bare floor pickup. You also have cutouts on the side here for edge cleaning, which this does quite well. Now there's no belt here for you to change. The machine has a geared belt, kind of like a timing belt on a car. You should never have to change it. So again, almost no maintenance to the user on the power head. I do suggest every 2 to 4 years opening this up and having a professional lubricate it, and I'll include a link to a video if you want to see what that looks like. But really I would have it done by a professional, especially when you're buying a vacuum of this cost. For this pickup test, we're going to do Kapok to simulate animal hair. It's actually a little harder to pick up. We have some very fine pink sand. Then we have some coarse playground dirt, and that's similar to your cat litter. think it's important to note on here that this carpet has got a texture to it. It's very uncommon to see in the United States, this textured carpet. But it picked up the animal hair, all the pink sand, but the big coarse stuff you saw, it might need a little time with. It's important to note that this is probably the standard of what we consider acceptable in terms of cleaning on carpet with a vacuum cleaner. And you can see when I did kind of a normal pass, it did it just fine. You can see that we have switched to bare floor. So we're going to do the same thing with the brush off using the power head. Now is the point where you often see me stop in the video and complain about it not picking up something. But it picked up everything the first pass. In fact, you saw, before I could maybe get my GoPro started, we had the K-Puck flying into the machine. Now let's see the bottom of this. A little bit stuck to the roller. Other than that, we consider that more than acceptable. Let's see how the supplied bare floor tool does with the Miele Marin, or really any C3. And you can see everything flew right into there through those nice big openings. And well, some bigger stuff was left behind there. That was interesting. Let's vacuum a little more, because this tool has some party tricks to it that I want to show, more than just left and right. Particularly how it articulates on there. I think that makes it and maintains contact with the floor no matter what angle this is at. That makes this a very lovable tool. Now as far as the big stuff, a little bit of that getting left behind. Well, I went over it again and it sucked it up just fine, as you saw in the corner. So no real explanation for those results, but that's what this machine did. I will say, I think this is better on the end of a central vac than it is on a portable machine, but it seems to suck it up. And this is the regular width. They make an extra wide one. I don't particularly recommend that. Even if you have a big area, I feel like while the Marin has plenty of power, it does not have enough power for the extra wide attachment. So I think one thing that's important when you're considering canister is its maneuverability. And the Marin definitely has the maneuverability to get down low. You have swivel necks on both carpet and bare floor tool. The machine is also on a nice set of casters, and this makes it one of the most maneuverable canisters on the market, especially for one that has wheels. So let's see how it maneuvers around all this. That sure is pleasant to use. It's not for everybody. And the reason I say it's not for everybody is its price tag can be cost prohibitive. And canister vacuums aren't for everybody, but this is definitely one of the best canister vacuums that I've used, let alone that's still on the market. Now if you're looking at this and you get a Marin and it's a different color, that's because they changed the mold. They used to be painted, now they're just molded blue. So actually in time that will stand up a little better. I really like this vacuum. Again, I'd say its only con is its price tag. And the expendables are slightly more than the competition, but they're also slightly less than some of the competition. When we look at things like a bagless vacuum, where the expendables can be double what this Miele costs, I think it's not, out of the ballpark. One other thing that I really like about this canister, before we go here, has a one-touch cord reel. I like that. I think every canister should have one button you press, and then this happens. So thanks for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe to Performance Reviews, and comment below.